In this video, we will cover just two things, and probably two things that you did not know existed in Microsoft Word. Number one, we're going to bring in and use formulas and also bring in and use charts. So, just like in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word has the ability to chart data and display that in a chart format, such as 3D Pie, the column charts, the all of those charts that are available in Excel are available also in Word. Um, Also, creating formulas. Of course, the formulas look different in Microsoft Word. A lot of people don't even know that this exists. So here we go. We're going to go to the Insert tab and select Table. So I'm just going to do a 4-column table, and I'm going to do 6 rows. So when I do the 4 columns and the 6 rows, of course, the first column or the first row is my column titles. Okay, so I'm just going to track some data for the first for all the quarters for a business. So second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Okay, that's what businesses kind of do. They kind of go from quarter to quarter and improve numbers over the year. Okay, so I'm just going to type in some random numbers. So maybe we did 3,400 products in the first quarter, and then maybe we jumped it up to 460, and then we went up to 890, and then finally in the fourth quarter we maxed out at 1,100. Okay. Um, so I'm just that's kind of what my thinking is, to increase for each quarter on each line. Okay. So this is just adding up some things. And so I'm just going to put some random numbers in here. It doesn't matter. Um, some numbers are going to increase while others are going to decrease. Okay, so I have 4 rows of numeric data, meaning numbers. Okay, and so my final row here is going to be to total up um, those numbers that are listed above. Okay, so in a table, remember when you insert a table inside of Word, you have what are called contextual tabs that appear because a table is an object, okay, in Microsoft Word or, you know, PowerPoint. It's an object. So it has its own properties, its own layout and design. So I'm going to click on Layout. I'm going to go to the Layout tab. And over here in the Data group, I now see Formula. Okay. So if I tap on Formula, do you see how it automatically puts a formula there? And it says equals sum. It assumes that I want to sum, right? But I could also do an average if I wanted to. So I could get rid of sum and type in average and leave that above in parentheses because that's the system detecting numbers above this line. Okay, so the next field says number format, and I can choose the one that has the dollar sign, okay, because that's how businesses, track things. But I could do that if I wanted to. And I'm going to do it for this first one so you can see, okay? But really, these are just product numbers, okay? Okay, so we see here that it calculated all of these numbers totaled or summed up. Now, So I could do the same thing for the second column and leave off the $sign, okay, for the formatting. And we see how it just puts the numbers and uses a comma to separate the thousands, right? So third column, same thing. And I'm going to use that first option like I did in the last column for the format. And then again for the fourth one. And then, okay. So I have 4 columns and 4 rows of data. And then I have my total row. Okay. So that's how you create formulas in Microsoft Word. Pretty interesting, I know. So you can also get outside of the table. You can also insert charts. And so we want to go to the Insert tab. And on the insert ribbon, in the Illustrations group, you have Chart. Okay. Now, what happens is you choose the chart type first. Okay. How you want the chart to look. You haven't even created any data. Remember, Excel, you create the data first and then choose the chart, right? It's backwards in Microsoft Word, but it's still as effective. So I'm going to choose 3D pie and I'm going to click OK. And so it's going to automatically put this fictitious pie chart, but it gives me a little window in which to put my actual data, my numbers. Okay. Now look at this on the title bar, the far left. Look at the little icon in the far left. Okay. That's the Excel logo, right? For the Excel application. So this is a streamlined version of Excel that has been sort of, you know, added on to Microsoft Word so that we can use this feature. So that's pretty cool. So from here, you could type in just about anything. You could use the quarters if you wanted to, or you could completely, you know, change that to region. So you could say South region, North region, um, Midwest region. Uh, and we could use do Northwest region up here. I'm not sure if I spelled region or not. Okay, yeah. So just as in Excel, you should be able to come in between the column headings here and double click so you can see everything in the column. And then you would go and change the numbers, right? Okay. So now we have all of our numbers and we simply use the X here for this little streamlined version of Excel. But this streamlined version is called Chart in Microsoft Word. Okay. So once that happens, I now see how my chart is taking shape and I can add different elements to the chart, such as the title. Where do I want it? There's already a chart title there. Okay. But I can add data labels and you can choose the ones you want. I like the data call out. Okay. I also want to bring the legend. There's chart styles here. So I can choose the style of the chart that I want. I can change the color if I desire to do so. And when you roll your mouse pointer over these, this is just the live preview. Nothing has really changed in your in your chart inside your Microsoft Word document. This is just give me a preview of it first. And if you don't like it, you simply just tap off of change colors and it's back to your original setting. Okay. Then if you decide, okay, well, I no longer want the pie chart, maybe I want the column chart. So you just simply select change chart type and come over here to column and then choose the column chart that you want. Click OK. And there we go. And if you didn't like that change, you can simply tap undo and it'll return it to where it was. So this is pretty cool. Of course, you know, not for sure how you're going to use it, but definitely, some interesting information to have for Microsoft Word. Don't limit any of these applications because they can pretty much do anything. I've seen Microsoft Excel files that have only words in them. And that was pretty neat too. So people can be creative, think outside of whatever constraints you have in your mind. This is your last video of the semester, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So thank you so much, and you'll be hearing from me soon about your final.